Welcome to WETV. I am Craig Finnesstad. My guest today is Jill Ladd. Jill, welcome to the show. Jill is a registered dietitian, and Jill, March is National Nutrition Month. So I wanted to welcome you to the show and also give you a chance to share with us a little bit about nutrition in our lives.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
The first thing I want to do is read from Romans chapter 12, verse 1. This is Paul's letter to the Romans. And here Paul writes, "I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." And one of the things I was hoping you would share with us, Jill, is obviously Paul sees a correlation between what we eat and how we live. And tell us a little bit about your philosophy as a registered dietitian.
Well, I think first and foremost, I believe that you can eat anything in moderation. A lot of times people will think, oh, you're a dietitian, you don't eat french fries, you don't eat chocolate. But that's not true at all, and I enjoy food, and that's one reason I got into the profession. And so I think that you can incorporate anything into your diet as long as it's in moderation.
All right, so let's talk about diet. Like many people, I'm in a family, and we have 2 young children. What would a typical meal look like or what would a good balanced meal look like for a family, or even an individual that goes out to a restaurant? Like, what would our typical plate look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And something that's really easy to do and visualize is if you take a plate and you divide it in half, you should have vegetables on one whole side. And then in one quarter, you should have grains, starches, breads. And then in the other quarter, you would have a meat product. And then you can always have a side of fruit for dessert, to get that extra sweetness at the end if you like that.
Okay, so one of the things I assume that's really important then is purchasing the right foods. And to have healthy stuff in our pantry and our refrigerator, we have to shop healthily at the grocery store. So what are some tips that you would offer individuals and families as we go out and do grocery shopping to make sure that we're getting the right foods?
Yeah, that's a great question. And first and foremost, I would say don't go to the grocery store hungry. Whenever I go hungry, I come home and I tell my husband, that was awful, I bought things I didn't have on my list. And that's the other thing, take a list. Make a meal plan for the week, and then write what you need from your to stock in your pantry. And then you can stay on focus when you're at the grocery store. Another nice tip is to shop the perimeter. If you shop the perimeter, you're going to get more of the whole foods. So, for instance, if you take an apple, it is on the perimeter in the produce section. But when you go to applesauce, it's on the inside of the grocery store, and then apple pie would even be more on the inside of the grocery store. So really try to shop the perimeter and try to fill up your cart with fruits and vegetables.
So is that why the Doritos are right in the middle of the grocery store then?
Yes, it is, and they also product place them on the end of the aisles too. So try to avoid those too.
So when I was a kid, I remember they would tell us in science class to have 4 vegetables and 4 fruits per day. Is that kind of still a rule of thumb?
It is. They really suggest that you get at least 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day.
So how do we go about doing that? With our kids and even in our individual lives, how do we eat that much fruits and vegetables in a day?
Well, I think the most important thing is that it's in the forefront of your mind that, oh, I need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. And, I think that first starts with breakfast. Make sure you're eating breakfast for the first tip, but you could always add fresh fruit to cereal. Even now, fast food restaurants have oatmeal that you can add dried fruit to. And then just be conscious of it throughout the day. If you take a snack to work or if you get hungry, take up some sliced fruit or some cut up vegetables that you can eat for a midday snack.
March is National Nutrition Month, and do y'all kind of have a theme this year as far as what you're trying to teach the rest of us on how to eat healthy?
Yeah, we do. This year is actually Eat Right with Color. And it's important that you get a lot of different colors. They say eat the rainbow. Our fruits and vegetables are a great way to do that since there's so many different colors. Phytonutrients are a natural occurrence in fruits and vegetables. Lycopene is one of them, and you find those in red fruits and vegetables. It's great for heart health. Carrots, you've always thought they keep the eye doctor away, and that's true. For instance, sweet potatoes and other orange and yellow fruits and vegetables are great for eye health and preventing cancer. Green fruits and vegetables can help you decrease the risk of cataracts, and also dark green leafy vegetables like spinach are a great source of folate, which can help prevent birth defects. Blue and purple fruits and vegetables are a great way to help protect your cells against damage. An eggplant or the purple grapes are a great source of that.
Good. So what are some tips that you would give to families just to help us live healthier, whether it's with nutrition or exercise or a combination of the two?
I think that it's just being conscious of trying to eat healthier. If you have an after-school snack, have a fruit basket on your table when you get home and have your kids see that. Or I think the most important things you can do is have cut up fresh fruits and vegetables. Even I'm not as likely to eat fruits and vegetables if they're not already cut up for me. So have them at their eye level in the fridge.
Good. And I have 2 sons, a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they don't like healthy food. They like processed food. They like food that they think tastes good. Mm-hmm. How do I kind of make a gradual shift from some of the foods that I know aren't quite as good to foods that I know are better for them, but they're not convinced they like as well?
Well, I think the important thing to remember is that it's a foreign food for them. If they've never seen it or they've only seen it once or twice, they're still going to think, I don't know about that. So I think the most important thing is to keep offering it and have them keep trying a bite of it. Maybe they only eat that bite, but if you just keep offering it, it's going to become more of a common occurrence on their plate, and they're going to be more likely to try it then.
And what would you say might be, 1 or 2 of the biggest mistakes that individuals make with nutrition and just how we eat and how we live our lives that way?
I think the biggest mistake that people make is trying to cut out certain food groups and try to hold back and not eat something, because then it becomes an overindulgence when they finally do cave into that craving. So really, everything in moderation.
All right, so speaking of mistakes we make, a lot of us have a temptation to pull into the pizza place or pull into the fast food place to save time, but maybe also money as well. What would be some tips for eating out as far as fast food restaurants or even normal restaurants go?
Yeah, I think that pizza isn't necessarily bad. Choose the thin crust; it has less calories, and then way to add more vegetables is get those vegetable toppings. I think fast food can be an okay choice. Sandwich shops, they're great because you can add vegetables to those, and skip the cheese and the mayonnaise. They have a lot of more fat, and they're just not as good for you. And another quick and easy thing is choose grilled over fried options in the fast food venues.
So what do you see as as the relationship? Paul had talked about treating our bodies like a sacrifice, and that actually being a spiritual act of worship. And what correlation do you see between your own spiritual journey with Christ and in the way that you eat?
Yeah, I think that God gave us food to enjoy, to give us nutrition, and even to celebrate in times. But I think anything in overindulgence can be bad, and if we're not treating our body as a temple, then we're not going to be able to use our body for as much as God wants us to and be able to serve Him.
I know this has been really interesting to me, and I know many other people are going to be interested as well. Where could the average person go for more information on how to eat well and how to live well?
Yeah, definitely. I think that a couple of websites are mypyramid.gov and then also fruitsandveggiesmatter.gov. Those are great websites for you to go with, even with your kids, and do some interactive things.
Well, Jill, thank you so much for being with us today. I know I have learned a lot, and we'll look forward to having you back sometime, but I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing some of what you know with the rest of us.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, next week on WETV, we're going to have a very special guest, Carl Samuelson. Carl is part of the Team Water's Edge Running for Kids in Africa program. He will be running the Lincoln Marathon, along with a number of others of us, on May 1st. Carl, during this journey, has lost over 100 pounds, and he's got just a wonderful story to share, so we're going to look forward to hearing from Carl. And I also invite you to worship with us at Millard West High School at 9 o'clock and 10:30 on Sunday mornings. On Sunday, April 3rd, I will be continuing our series of Jesus' last words during the last 24 hours that he lived. The words we'll be looking at that Sunday on April 3rd are "I thirst." And one of the things that we thirst for is we thirst for more of life. We thirst for more love. We thirst for more grace. We thirst for deeper relationships. And on that Sunday, we're going to be talking about how to quench our thirst in those areas of our life. So we'll look forward to seeing you then. And thank you for being with us. This is Craig Finnestad, and I just want to thank you for joining us today.